T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Shout out to Kopish.
Shout out to Kopish, guys.
All the good work
the
up.
Two legends, Emil Heskey, Howard Gill. Can't get much better than that guy. Yeah. You know what to do now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm with legends, guys. Good evening, lovely people, and welcome back to another Monday Night Live show. As always, guys, when we get behind this mic, all that we ask is that you subscribe, comment, and like. I don't know about you, but I'm feeling a little bit whiz-kiddish because I'm in a big mood. Feeling good. Slept well last night. Eating good. Feeling good. Liverpool 1, Man City 0. Shout out to Matt, who's still recovering from the head cold and the sore, well, not even a sore throat, the lost voice. Big up yourself, Matt. You get well soon. Drift, how you doing, bro?
I'm in a big mood as well, bro. I'm not going to lie. I'm buzzing. Shows you how much a win can do for you, man. Shows you how much a win can do for you.
It is a good feeling, man. Can't complain, especially
Am I
when you're going up
delayed,
against
bro?
the mud. No, not on my end. Am I delayed?
Oh, yeah. On my end, your reaction to what I'm saying is delayed. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there.
Okay, should I come out and come back in? Are we gonna have another? Surely we're not gonna have one of those nights again. Surely.
Yeah. Hey, look, I tell you what. You do that while I play a trailer of the Viewers Review show that's dropping when we finish right here.
Cool.
Big up to all the Viewers Reviews.
Right.
We have some good ones this week. So here we go. Little trailer for you lot for the show dropping.
Hey Team Kop-Ish, this is my viewer's review. I'm just going to make it short because I just came back from the laundromat and I got some clean sheets that I want to hang up. Yeah, as we're all sleeping in clean sheets tonight. You never walk alone.
We are Liverpool, cha la 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 la. We are Liverpool, cha la 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 la. We are the best football team in the world. Yes, we are.
But obviously, we're buzzed. The dressing room is buzzed now with the win. We'll just need to build the momentum from here.
You see the smile? You cannot stop this smile. What a game. What a game, lads. What a performance.
What a game, man. I wish Anfield was rocking like this all the time. And we need Anfield to rock like this in all the games we play.
Big up to Kopish, you will never walk alone. Up the fucking Reds.
You can disagree with me, that's all I want. Ibil, Matip, I'll give them props. They're all close. But for me, Gomez is in form. He needs fit. He is the second best centre back at our club. I've told you again, and I will not change my stance on it. And
So there you have it, people. Little trailer for that. That will be dropping as soon as we finish here. You know what I mean? Big up to everyone. I always catch a joke with the Views Review, so make sure you watch that. And more of you guys, go and show your love as well to the Views Review show as well, man. Every time people take their time out, let's appreciate all. Let's show them some love, and let's see whatever their opinion is on the situation. So yeah, big up. Once again, that will be dropping as soon as we finish here. And obviously, I'll put a link to that in the description. And make sure you go and check it out. But make sure you're smashing that like button on the way in. We're rising slowly but surely. Over 400 of you in here right now. We got everyone jumping in. Make sure you smash the like button. As I said, make sure you subscribe if you're new. Make sure you share, get it out there, let everybody know we have the community where you can come relax and enjoy our wonderful red team. Let me start off with the first super of the day by Mr. Pimp himself. Big up yourself as always, B. Just watch Peter Drury's commentary. Want that man to be my dad. Salah scores in front of the explosive Kop. This is Anfield. Look, Peter Drury, yeah. Shout out Sammy if he's in the comments as well. Me and Sammy talk about all the time because he loves, having like an opinion on the best commentators and co-commentators and stuff like that. He has a real passion for it, which I rate. So we like to talk about like who's the best commentators and stuff. You lot know who Sammy is. He's been on the Friday night show a few times. Big up Sammy. And he always sends me the Peter Drury stuff. And I'm not gonna lie, he's levels above everyone else when it comes to it, man. Like he really is. He's just he makes it feel like it's even better than it is, if that's even possible. So yeah, man, I love Drury. And Ali McCoist for me as well in the Cole commentary. I think when it comes to Cole commentary, you can't beat Ali McCoist. Ali McCoist is something else. So yeah, those are my two favorites, Drury and Ali McCoist. I don't know if they've ever actually worked together either. I don't know if I have. Yeah, a couple of people saying, where's Cal? Oh no, I thought he was jumping out and jumping back in. I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's having a few issues. I don't know. But yeah, look, we're going to get onto the Nunez stuff. And I really need everybody to be objective. I don't want any agendas against that man today. We will talk about it. We'll chop it up in a sensible manner. And we'll move. Big up yourself, Alexander. Big up everyone in the chat. Make sure you smash. Nearly at 500 people watching now, climbing slowly. Make sure you smash that like button while I wait for Cal. If I'm being honest, Cal actually set the agenda for today's show. So I actually don't know what he wanted to talk about, which is the only reason why I'm going to wait for him. Yeah, Phil, he is the GOAT, 100%. He is without a doubt the GOAT. For the people just joining new as well, yes, Matt still has his cold. So he's resting up. He will be back midweek, hopefully.
Am I good now?
So yeah. You're good now.
There we go. Hello. How are we feeling, Drift?
You know what? Big up your damn self, Simon. I literally just noticed this as I was about to thingy. You know what? Anxiety, especially, is a very difficult thing to deal with, bro. So big up yourself. I hope you're good. And glad we can help. Real talk. Stuff like that does make it feel like it's worth doing this when you hear that. You just brought a little bit of happiness into somebody's day. So big up yourself, bro. And big up anyone else who's struggling as well. You know what I mean? Life is difficult, man. You just got to mash away through it as best you can. Sam Max is in the building as well. Bro, I need to know, how was dinner? And how was the vibe last night in the household?
Well,
I need to know, Sam.
He's still messaging, so I'm guessing he got takeaway, which is a smart thing to
do. Yeah, big up, Sam.
It's a smart thing to do. Right. Manchester City came to Anfield, and for the first time in the league since 2019, we beat them. 1-0. Should have been way more on the day, but 1-0, 3 points is all that matters at this point of the season, especially when you play Man City. The question is, we've had the Bournemouth game. We had the Newcastle game. We've now had this. What's going to be different this time as opposed to the last two times where we didn't kick on? Drift, do we kick on this time? Does this result be the kickstart to the season? Is it the catalyst for potential success?
I really hope so. And I think the thing that makes me have a little bit more hope than anything is the fact that victory there was the type of victory that nobody saw coming. And I want to put it down to two things. I want to be positive about this, Cal. I don't want to be negative. I want to put this down to all positivity. And that positivity I want to put it down to is, A, the team have got another game under their belt under the same system. That means that they understand the system. That means that we now have another system, which means that unpredictability that we wanted, we now have. Because 4-2-4 or 4-4-2 is a lot more unpredictable than 4-3-3, especially the 4-3-3 that we've been playing for however long. So now we effectively have 2.5 formations. from which we can play now, depending on what personnel is available, etc., etc. And that will allow us now to be able to give the enemy what we should have been giving them before, which was, again, unpredictability, firepower, and as long as we continue to do what we did yesterday, bro, a deeper defensive line, meaning we're not worrying all the time about players getting in behind and having to worry about constantly running back. We spent a lot more of yesterday's game facing the play than we did running away from the play. We did a couple times, but we spent the majority of the time facing the play. And when you're facing the play, it's a bit easier to defend. It's just facts, bro. It's just natural. And you watch, they pocketed Haaland. We didn't leave any space. And don't get me wrong, there was a few things that Man City did they would probably change. But I'm going to give the credit to us. I'm not going to give the credit to them because they got well beaters in their team and we kept them all quiet. Bernardo, De Bruyne, Haaland, Foden, Gundogan, all their well beaters. We kept them all quiet for the majority of the game, give or take one or two little incidences. So I'm going to hope, bro, that we kick on. And then on top of that, and I'm not being shady in any way, shape or form to these teams, but we are Liverpool and we have to try and have that feeling of being Liverpool again. We have West Ham at home, who are a good team on their day. Everybody knows that, but hopefully Anfield will make sure that we can get that job done. And then we're away at Nottingham Forest. In their current form and the way they're playing, we should beat Nottingham Forest. If we don't, that's a massive disappointment. And then you've got Leeds coming after the Ajax game, which is a week after the Nottingham Forest game, and that's at home. And again, Leeds are in quite bad form. They're not a bad team by any stretch, but they're in quite bad form, and the Anfield crowd should definitely help us there. So the fact that we got 2 Anfield games out of the 3 games left in October, and they're against opposition that we should definitely be able to beat, I really do hope we do kick on now, Kyle, and I'm confident that we can try and put a little 3, 4, 5 game run together. Including Ajax, we have to get a result against Ajax that's squeezed in between as well. Because if we get a result in that game, we're through the group as well. Whether it's a draw or a win, we're qualified. As long as we don't lose that game, we're qualified. So let's put a little run together now, bro. Let's do what we do. Let's do what Liverpool are used to doing, which is going on 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 game runs. And let's just get this moving now. You know what I mean? Because we've got Tottenham after the Napoli game. That's 2 big games in a row, bro.
Yeah. Well, potentially not. The Napoli game might not potentially need to be as big.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So it depends. Now, everything you said, Drift, I completely agree with. Like literally everything. But you know what? I've got to play devil's advocate to try and get a bit more out of you. The line, the defensive line. I want to speak about that before we speak about like formations, etc. You quite rightly said we didn't play as high line as we normally do. Now, straight away, we're all happy with that because we see that we're not, as you said, doing shuttle runs and sprints from the halfway line back to our own goal. However, is that a bit of a false start for us in terms of what we want going forward? Because when you play Man City, they're the only team in the league probably that's going to come to maybe Chelsea on their day, especially on the Potter now. They're the only team in the league that's going to come to Anfield and try and go for it and try and win. So that plays into our hands as opposed to teams who will sit on the edge of their box and say, right, try and break us down, where you almost have to step up. You have to squeeze the pitch against teams like that.
Yeah.
Are we going to revert back to type? Do we go back to the high line? Not out of Klopp's stubbornness or anything like that, but out of necessity because of how other teams are playing against us.
Quite possibly, bro. Quite possibly. I think what I like though about the new formation, bro, is if we're doing the 4-4-2 when we're defending, but we're doing the 4-2-4 when we're attacking, which is pretty much what we kind of do. It's like we're shift shaping between those two, depending on what the movement of the game is. Yeah. I don't mind us defending in a 4-4-2 with a slightly higher line because there's still protection, bro. I still believe that the right back and the left back are getting a bit more protection than they do in the 4-3-3, which means that we're not so easy to expose down that side. You saw yesterday, Carvalho and Elliott were brilliant defensively yesterday, playing in a different shape. They didn't get caught out like they do in the 4-3-3. Do you know what I mean? They don't have to do as much running as they have to do in the 4-3-3. So I don't mind if we push up the field 5 or 10 yards as long as we keep that shape. As long as we keep that shape, I don't mind. And like you said, if you've got to squeeze the opponent a little bit more, an opponent that isn't as good on the ball, like with all due respect, so Nottingham Forest is not good on the ball. We're not compared to Man City anyway. So you can squeeze them. They haven't got those press-resistant players like Bernardo Silva and Gundogan who can spin you on a half turn, and that's why you got to give them a bit more space. Those are the type of players, if you get into them, you'll win the ball back. So if we're playing those type of teams, we push up, we squeeze a little bit, put a little bit more of pressure on them. I'm all right with the defense coming up a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? I'm cool with that. Just make sure, like you said, if you're playing a Chelsea, if you're playing a Tottenham, if you're playing a team that's got unbelievable pace and world-class quality, to get in behind. Like, you don't want Son having all that space to run into. You don't want Richarlison having all that space to run into, especially if Kane's going to drop deep and pick off passes. But if you're playing against other teams, you know what I mean? You can squeeze it. So what I'm loving is the fact that, and you know, we spoke about this a few weeks ago, and people said to me, how long am I going to give Klopp? And I said 18 months. And everybody said, nah, that's too long. But the caveat I said to that was, I don't think I need 18 months. My manager is too smart. He's too intelligent, he's too top quality, and he's been around way too long for him to keep doing the wrong thing and not realizing it needs to change. That stubbornness is eventually going to wear off, and he's going to get it. Pep too, I'll give Linda some credit for this as well, because he's part of the coaching. I'm not going to be shady to him when we're doing badly and then not give him praise as well. I think he's part of it. I think he's helped to change the way we're playing with the coaching and all that kind of stuff. And what they've done now is they've realized, do you know what? We've got to switch it up a bit. And Cal, they've done it way quicker than everybody thought they would. They've done it quick, but I did tell everybody to have the faith. Our manager is too good for him to keep doing. Come on, guys, we knew it. The stubbornness was going to wear off at some point. He wasn't just going to keep on trying to do 4-3-3 and just keep losing and keep dropping points. He was going to change it. Of course he was. And he's done it a lot quicker than everybody else did. I said, keep the faith. This is Jurgen fucking Klopp, man. Come on. It's Jurgen Klopp. You know what I mean? Klopp out. What was that all about?
Yeah,
what was that all about, bro? Like,
that was wild. That was wild. So you mentioned 4-4-2. You mentioned 4-2-4. 4-2-3-1 as well. And I want to switch it around as well. Because what we did see in this game, which, I'll be honest, I can't remember a game where we've seen it. We had space to run into behind another team's defense. I have not seen that in a long time. Again, that's how City play, though. Liverpool and City play very similar in terms of their mentality, not in terms of footballing style, but mentality. Again, is there a bit of a false narrative going forward that we can just play this formation and we're always going to get behind the defense? Because, again, there's a difference with Cancelo playing up the pitch as opposed to Nottingham Forest, who we're going to play, and West Ham, who will not afford us that space.
Yeah, true.
Do we have to find a way to break down low blocks still, or do you think this formation now is the way forward, no matter what?
Not no matter what, you're right. I think you've still got to make sure that you can assess the situation as it's happening, change things accordingly. What I will say though, bro, and we noticed this from back when we beat Everton last season, 4-2-4 actually is a brilliant formation for low blocks because you stretch the play. And the best way to get around the low block is to stretch the back four, stretch their midfield, and it just creates space naturally. It just does, right. Especially when you've got two target men. We'll talk about Jota, I'm sure.
Yeah, we will.
That is just, man, that is just, but we have two target men in Jota and Nunez, meaning that we are okay. If we stretch the play, if we get the play wide, that is what creates the space. So, Cal, I think the 4-2-4 does break down low blocks to a degree.
That's fair enough. All right. Let's move on to the formation now. Bobby in the 10. Shout out to Liverpool 12th man. I have to keep on shouting it out. I have to shout out to Bobby, to Liverpool 12th man, because he was the one person that kind of didn't deviate from Bobby being in the 10. Bobby in the 10 has looked very good. He's had a resurgence. Nunez, with Bobby behind him or Jota behind him or Salah behind him, looks like a completely different player. Doesn't look as isolated. Looks like he can link up play better. Looks like he gets involved more. We saw what Diaz was doing before the injury. We saw what Jota was doing yesterday. Harvey Elliott. You know I'm not a fan of Harvey on the wing, but bloody hell, the boy had a great game yesterday. Showed maturity beyond his years. Carvalho, when he came on, superb. Absolutely superb. But the caveat to that is we've gone from playing 3 in midfield where you need almost 8 midfielders to now playing 2 where you can get away with maybe 5, to now playing with 4 in attack where you
And
almost
needing
need
more
8,
forward.
maybe 9.
Yeah,
Now,
now you need
so
more forwards. Yeah.
effectively, we need more forward. And when you look at the fact that Diaz is out, Jota's out, Konate's still out, but that's obviously in defence, and we seem to be all right there, especially with Lewisham stand up, Joey G doing what he did yesterday. I don't even want to go too deep in it, Drift, because we both know where we stand on this with the FSG and the spending and January window. Has it now shifted from the urgency being a midfielder to 1 or 2 attackers in January?
Nah, bro, what the problem has been created now is that now we just need more. You people
More
had enough?
Say that again?
I said, you people had enough? Give me some more.
Give me some more.
We need 2 midfielders still, but now we need 2 attackers. We just need more. That's the problem. Because I do still believe we need 2 midfielders, bro. Flacco was back yesterday, but we need to see if that was motivation for the big game or not. But we know Flacco's Flacco. If he's on it, he's superb anyway. But with Thiago obviously being a little bit injury prone and Hendo obviously getting on a bit as well, we still need 2 midfielders anyway. I believe we need natural cover for Flacco, like proper natural cover, like a Salcedo, or an actual, like, you know what I mean, like holding type of player. Yeah. And I believe we still need a Bellingham type player who's more that box to box, because we still got to be able to switch it up depending on opposition and situation with injuries, etc., etc. But now, bro, what we need is we need a left and a right wide-sided player that's naturally wide. Not an Elliott who's doing a brilliant job but isn't natural. I mean a Diaby, a Gnabry, a Rafinha, a Dembele, one of them type of players on either side, bro. Now we need one on each. Do you know what I mean? We need one on each. So let's keep it a buck, because we've got to have backup for Mo. And we've got to have, like, look, we've seen now Diaz is out. Jota's essentially our our central player now, but he's been brilliant on the left in Diaz's absence. I don't know what we're going to do now. That is a problem now. He's out as well. Like, what are we going to do on the left? We'll get on to that later. You know what I mean? So now we need natural width, because what we're blessed with, bro, when we play 4-2-3-1, it's number 10s. We're fucking blessed. Bruv. We're blessed with number 10s now, bro. We've got no issues there, bro.
We've actually got 4.
We have.
Which obviously will evolve into another conversation. Is you can't have 4 10s in the team, let's be honest. You just can't.
And then you counting Mo as one of them, yeah?
No.
Because Mo can play 10, bro.
Then that's 5 then, Drift.
Mo can play 10, bro.
Here's the 4. Firmino, Carvalho, Jones, and Elliott.
Oh, yeah, Jones. Yeah, I was trying to think who is the other one. Yeah, Jones. Yeah, bro. So we got 5, because Mo can play 10, bro. Mo can play 10.
But we know Mo's best position is that channel coming in from the outside into the space and just doing up a madness. You're right though. Diaby covers left and right. But do you still need someone else as well? Because I mean, you've got Nunez and Jota. That covers the number 9 position.
But I want Jota to concentrate on playing down the middle more than playing wide.
Yeah, same.
Do you get what I mean?
Same.
And we got to worry about these hamstrings of Jota now. We have to worry a little bit about.
Well, this one's calf apparently. It's calf that did him yesterday.
Oh, was it calf? Okay.
Yeah, apparently so.
And you know what? He ran himself. Klopp didn't do anything wrong yesterday. Don't get me wrong, but I believe maybe Jota should have come off with 5 or 10 minutes to go, because he just ran so much. Like he did, bro. Like he ran himself. That injury wasn't an injury. That injury was fatigue. He ran himself into the ground yesterday, and I think that Tsimikas change should have probably been done 5 or 10 minutes earlier for Jota, and Tsimikas could have easily just played on that left and been a bit more defensive. So I think it wasn't even Klopp, it was Pep Lijnders in charge at that point. I think Lijnders probably should have brought Jota off. To be fair, I think Klopp might have. Maybe it's a shame Klopp got the red card, because he probably would have substituted Jota. He probably would have. Let's keep it a buck. That was the only thing, do you know what I mean? So yeah.
Well, now we're on Jota. Let's stay on Jota. If we're going forward this formation, how on earth do we replace Jota and Diaz on that side? Who plays that role? Is it Carvalho? Is it Jones? Is it Nunez? Who are you saying, bro? Because is it Musliowski? Do we have to call up the young man? Do we have to bring on someone new?
Can I go left a little bit without being crucified for it?
If you say Milner, I'm cutting your mic.
No. All right. This is risky,
Go on.
But I think there's method to my madness. Because it's a 4-2-4 / 4-4-2, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go on the premise of it being 4-4-2.
I know where you're
I
going.
actually think we should play Tsimikas there.
I knew you were going to say that.
But brother, I honestly do. I think Robbo and Tsimikas controlling the left side brings defensive stability, and it also brings creativity. Let's not get it twisted. Both of them have brilliant delivery. They both know how to overlap, and they can even swap during games depending on what's going on in the movement. So it's not ideal. It's not. And it's not gonna bring a goal threat the way a Diaz and a Jota does. But in terms of creativity, I actually think it might be our only option now, because I think you have to try and get a bit of natural width, and Carvalho and Elliott won't provide any natural width on that left for me. So I know I might sound a little bit crazy, but I actually think that we should play Tsimikas. This
is the first thing I was going to say to that. And
they can't. They can't.
I'm not even going to sit here and say to you that's a stupid idea. It's not a stupid idea. It's not what I would do, but it's not a stupid idea. I see the method of what you're saying. I don't think it would work, because they're both too predictable in their approach, and none of them can score to save their lives, man. It's like literally. They do everything brilliant up until there's a shot of some sort, and then it becomes a horror show. It looks as though
we got two strikers on the pitch to play devil's advocate. If we've got Bobby and Nunez on the pitch with Salah as well,
Bobby's
is
not
it as big of a?
Bobby's more of a
but
10,
he's a goal threat though. He's still a goal threat though. Do you know what I mean? Is it that big of a deal for the left side to be more about creativity rather than being able to score when you've got Salah, you've got Nunez, and you've got Bobby that are all goal threats?
But I think
is it that big of a deal?
Yeah, because I think it becomes very easy for the opposition to defend their right hand side, our left, because Robbo and Tsimikas aren't gonna dribble. They're not gonna. Maybe Tsimikas might cut it now and again and cross it with his right foot, but Robbo's absolutely not doing that. They're not gonna do anything outlandish or crazy. It's very easy to defend that in theory. Now, obviously, a great cross, there's not much you can do about it, but I think it'd be easy to defend. I'm probably going to go even more left of field.
I know what you're going to do.
Go on.
You're going to put Darwin left wing, isn't it?
No, I'm not.
Oh, okay.
If saying that, if Jota was fit, Jota would be playing left. If we had another strike, let's say we still had a Origi at the club, then yeah, I'd probably put Jota on the left. I'm sorry, we just got to try it. Musialski, man. We just got to try it.
The kid ain't played no first team.
I know,
football,
but bro, he's the only winger left, bro. And he's been training with the first team. Like, he's been training with the first team. I don't want Carvalho out there because it just doesn't suit his game. Like, we saw yesterday when he came on and he had that sort of that number 10 that freedom to go where he wanted. He just knows what he's doing.
And the Rangers game, bro. Do you remember how brilliant he was in the Rangers game with that free roll, bro? He's just turning up everywhere.
But I get why there'd be reservations for Musialski. I can't even sit here and be like, yeah, this guy's got this or that. But he's a winger, innit? He's naturally a winger. And I just want to see it. Like, I'd rather
me too, bro. Me too.
I'd rather see it against the Nottingham Forest, maybe, as opposed to West Ham, because West Ham's going to be tricky. Not to say Forest won't, but we've got to try something. I don't want us to revert back to type. I just don't want that. I want us to try something different.
I agree with you in that. I agree with you in that way. And he's a pacey player, which means that he can, you know what I mean? And you know what, bro? It could actually be a problem solved. We got to keep it a buck. If you're forced into playing youth team players, maybe you do it and you see, look, is this the moment where Musialski comes true? He does what he's been doing in the under 23s for years now, proves his worth. And then we only need one wide forward, bro. We don't need two, because we've got this young buck that comes through. And I mean, don't get me wrong, having a whole load of teenagers is a little bit worrying.
I'll be honest, unless Musialski comes in and does up an absolute madness, I'm still wanting someone else for that side. And
he does an absolute madness in the under 23s, Cal. So who knows? He could bring that form into the first team.
Maybe it's a different kettle of fish, though, isn't it? Under 23s.
Yeah.
Liam Miller and them man were doing a madness in under 23s, and they haven't been able to bring it up.
Yeah.
I know who I'd want us to sign in the summer, but that's for a different show. And like, hopefully, we'll do a members video on that because it will tie into that. Another player who's played out on the wing sometimes, but not often. Curtis Jones. Could he be a guy who plays well in that position? Big up Mr. Mane. Big up Mr. Mane. I know he don't play for Liverpool anymore, but you know he's got love in the heart for him.
Oh, Bob, that's still my G, Bob. Are you
second
mad?
In the Ballon d'Or, fully deserved as well.
And what I hate about it is, as much as I've got no shade on Benzema, he was fucking sensational last season. It just goes to show you, winner of the Champions League wins the Ballon d'Or. Because I think if Liverpool
we
win,
knew this though.
I think if Liverpool win, Mane gets Ballon d'Or. So
well, I'm not being. You say that though, Drift. We won Champions League and Virgil still couldn't secure it, bro.
That's true. That's true.
If you're Real Madrid or Barcelona and you win the Champions League, then you've won it.
Yeah.
So
plus, I don't even want to go along that narrative of how African players get treated, but I still have a feel.
We know how.
Yeah. I just still
Mo got fifth as well. Big up to the King. Big up King Mo.
Yeah, man. So that's
maybe
two Liverpool players in the
still. Not gonna lie.
Liverpool players in the top 5.
Should have been a bit higher in my opinion, but we know how the game goes.
Salah, of course, bro. Because for half of last season, Salah was the best player in the world, bro.
We know how the game goes, Drifty. We know how the game goes, Drifty. We know how the game goes. But yeah, we're here now.
Kevin De Bruyne got 3rd.
Wow.
Fair dues.
Crazy, huh?
He was good last season, though. But yeah,
when isn't De Bruyne good? Jones, what do you think about Jones there?
I just don't think Jones has got the pace to play wide. I think that's what the problem with Carvalho playing wide is. They've got the ball playing skills, they've got creativity, but they don't have pace. I think that's what the problem is. Do you know what I mean? Like, we got to be honest, Jones isn't pacey. Jones might even be slower than Carvalho.
Yeah, he is.
And Carvalho's not even quick enough to play on the wing. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, I like my wide players to have a bit of pace, which is why I know people have a problem with Nunez, and we're going to get onto that, but he's fucking rapid, bro. Like, you know what I mean? At least he brings pace to the left side. He was burning City yesterday down that left.
Shall I be honest with you? I wasn't going to bring Nunez up simply because I just don't want it to turn into like a back and forth session in the comments and stuff like that with half the people. Do you know what Nunez reminds me of? You know when John Cena was in WWE and you'd get let's go Cena, and then the other side would go Cena sucks. That's what it feels like with Nunez. It's like one side going yes Nunez, and the other guys are going Nunez is S, and it's like don't get me wrong.
That's true. Yeah.
Like I just with Nunez, it feels like there's no gray area whatsoever. It's like there's love or hate, and it's really weird. It's up to you, Drift. I don't have a problem pushing past the Nunez stuff. If you want to discuss it, we can. I didn't.
I agree with you. I agree with you because I don't want any negativity to be flowing through the veins of anybody today, especially after we just done a back-to-back victory in the Champions League and beating Man City, scoring 8 goals in the process. So yeah, I want the positivity to keep on flowing. You're right. I don't want this to become like a negative thing. I'll just touch on it slightly because it is a Liverpool situation. The people are mentioning it in the comments. One thing I will say, everybody who wants to be like judgmental towards Nunez, I understand yesterday he didn't do too well, in terms of the few opportunities. I get it. The 2 that were bad were when he tried to chip it round the goalkeeper and run onto it. I don't know what the hell he was doing there. And when he had the shot, when he should have played in Salah, and he probably even could have played in Jota. Fully 100%, those situations are wrong. I think when he squared it to Trent, it probably wasn't the best idea because Carvalho was more in space. But I understand where he was going. And I think if there's even half a yard less pace on that, I think Trent actually scores. What I will do, though, is I will say you're pointing out those parts because those are the reasons why you're upset with him. And he could have done better and he could have killed the game. Yes, I agree. But if you're ignoring any positives he did yesterday, then that's the part when I say it becomes agenda-driven. Because yesterday he terrorized Cancelo, he ran the channels, he slightly changed the game because he started to give us the threat. We were under the cosh before he came on. I remember, Cal, you were screaming at Klopp, please, Klopp, why are we taking so long to make changes? Is it like you're waiting for a goal to happen before you make changes? What happened? We got our winning goal after the changes. We created all of those chances because of Nunez being on the pitch. He caused problems. Yes, you can say he should have done better, but you can't ignore the fact that he also changed the game, caused havoc, and was making good runs off the ball that was allowing the opportunities to even be there. So be balanced. I'm asking for you to be balanced. Do you know what I mean? If you have a problem with what you did, I don't want the whole, just look at the negative and don't look at the positive. That's all I'm saying.
Here's the issue I had with the Nunez reaction.
And I watched it back, Seika. I watched it back. And he actually played quite brilliant apart from making those 2 wrong decisions. Like, he actually did well if you go and watch back them 20 minutes. But yes.
So here's the situation for me before I actually give you like my verdict on Nunez yesterday and all that. The reaction to what Nunez did was the thing that it was frustrating. And again, I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm Nunez's biggest fan. I want the kid to do well, because if he does well, it means Liverpool win games. If we win games, we win trophies. If we win trophies, we all sit there and we laugh and we joke about it. But and again, feel free to correct me, any one of you in the chat or yourself, Drift. But if he does something right and it's the game I'm judging him on, I'm going to give him his props. What I don't like to see is if someone has a game like he had yesterday, that it just goes overboard and you start speaking about him as a whole rather than that game. Because when I'm going to speak about him now, I'm just focusing on what he did yesterday. I'm not going to speak about his overall game. That's a different conversation. But that's what I feel is very annoying. But on the flip side, what I will say, and what is concerning from the other side, is that we're seeing someone who comes in, runs the channels well, and does all those things. But for me, that's the basics of the game. And I'm not saying that should be sort of looked down upon, but it feels as though because it's Nunez and because people have been getting at him, it's gone the other side now, where people are being so defensive of him that whatever he does, whether it's run the channel or win a throw-in, everyone goes, "Rah, do you see what Nunez did?" When for me, that's kind of the basics of the game. Like, we see loads of players do that. We've seen loads of players do that, and we'll continue to see players do that. That for me doesn't equate to them being fantastic on the day or anything like that. Based on yesterday, though, and again, I just want to reiterate, I know people think I have an agenda against him and all this. That's fair enough. I'm not going to change your mind. I'm not going to try and change your mind. I'm just going to tell you how I feel about it. When I watched him yesterday, what frustrated me is I get the settling in period. I get all those things. I get the fact that he's new to the team and all that. I get the fact that he's trying to prove himself. I do. But those 3 instances are massive moments. And for me, make 1 wrong decision, fair enough. Make 2, come on now, fix it. But to make 3 in such a short period of time, for me, is a little concerning. And I get he's 22. But again, this is Liverpool Football Club. For 22 years old, you got to be about it. Because if Curtis Jones does that yesterday, no one's going to look at his age and be like, Curtis Jones is only 22. They're going to rip into him. If Harvey Elliott does that yesterday, we're going to rip into him. If flipping Carvalho does that yesterday, we rip into him. If Jordan Henderson does that in those positions, even though he's not an attacker, we rip into him. So all I'm asking for is a bit of fairness from both sides. The people who are pro Nunez and the people who are anti Nunez. Just add context to what we're saying. For me, Drift, the first one where he's going through on goal, and like, again, this was Salah. Salah did this as well with Jota. Let's not forget that. Salah got the winning goal, but I mentioned this in the game, in the review. Salah did this with Jota, and rightly so, ripped into him. But Nunez can see everything. And it would big up to yourself, by the way, Drift. Obviously, the people won't know this, but we've got the WhatsApp group, and you sent the picture of Salah and Jota, and you said it's maybe a bit more difficult than we maybe saw at first. For me, Nunez sees everything there. And for me, there is no way in hell Jota and Salah aren't running up next to him, either screaming for the ball or waving their arms minimum. We've all played football, Drift. If I'm running with the ball and you know you're about to overtake me and you can be in a better goal scoring position, you're going to say something. You're either going to be like, cow to your right, or you're going to be like, through ball or I'm here.
Yeah.
That's going to happen.
Mm.
Now, the second one where he's through on goal. If you're a striker,
he was offside, by the way, so it wouldn't even have counted. Just a caveat.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was actually offside. So even if the chip would have worked, then he'd ran around and tapped it in. He was actually offside, so it wouldn't have even counted.
Fair enough. I'll keep this one very short and sweet, though. If you're a striker at any level, with all due respect, and you're running in on goal on your on your strong side, I'm sorry, you bury that.
Yeah,
I don't want to see none of that nonsense. And if you don't score, you better make sure it's a bloody good save from the goalkeeper or you hit the post or something. You don't try that fancy crap, not when the game's so finely poised.
Yeah.
If you are going to try that fancy crap, you better be Neymar or Lionel Messi. Those are the only two players in world football.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
Now, the third one. The third one, for me, is down to interpretation. But my personal interpretation is you always go for the easier pass, in my opinion, when there's a goal-scoring opportunity, unless there is no other option. You had Carvalho right next to you. In my opinion, you pass Carvalho, and I think he just side foots it into the net, to the far post. The pass and the idea to Trent wasn't bad, but the execution to do that has to be perfect, as we saw. There's no grey area for that pass. And unless you're De Bruyne or Trent, you're probably not going to make that pass. So for me, you go with the easier pass where Carvalho can even open up his body and maybe pass to Trent if he needs to as well. For me, it's a combination of execution and decision making. Execution I can live with. Decision making I can't, no matter how young you are. No, I take that back. Decision making at his age, with his experience level being an international, a Portuguese league, and a Champions League player, for me, he can't be doing that on a consistent level. But at the same time, it's one game. The game against Rangers, he got his goal and played very well. So
both Rangers games he played very well.
Yeah.
And remember, he's coming off the back of back-to-back goals in the Arsenal and the Rangers game as well.
So for me,
which is what? No, go on.
Sorry, I brushed what he did yesterday under the carpet, and I say, cool, you've done that. I brushed what you did with the red card under the carpet. Cool, that's done. But please, brother, don't do it again. That's all I'm asking. Just don't do it again. Don't do anything where you're going to lose your head and get a red card, and make sure your decision making is on point. That's all we ask. And I hope these people, sorry to cut you, Drift. People, I hope we don't just do this throughout the season. Just look for any mistake he makes to just be like, dead. But at the same time, on the other side, let's not let our standards drop as Liverpool fans. We've had Mane, Salah, Diaz, Jota, Firmino at his best. Like, let's now bring him up to that level. Let's not make him feel as though because he's running the channels that's all he needs to do. Nah, we need that quality on the end of it, because we've seen it from Torres, who was able to do it, and we've seen it from Suarez. So let's now give him that standard to try and reach as well, or else we ain't going to get the best out of him.
Yeah, no, I do agree with what you're saying. I do. And the other thing that I will say as well is, I think when I look at yesterday's chances objectively, I think I'm Nunez. I've just come off the back of 3 brilliant games, and I've scored 2 goals in those 3 games. And then I'm dropped. I'm thinking, what more do I have to do than score goals to impress then? So I'm under the belief that he came on in them 20 minutes and he's thinking the only way anybody's going to remember me is if I score. And I think that's what's in his thinking of why he's making wrong decisions. And it's not right. But I think as a striker myself, I know that you feel like if you never scored, you didn't do your job. And that's right. That's why he made the wrong decision. And I'm not going to say he didn't make the wrong decision. And I hope he doesn't do that again. You're right. Don't do that again, Nunez, bro. If man is in space, fucking pass the ball, innit? But when he used the run of Jota yesterday, that took the defender across and gave him the space to have the shot. If that claps in the top corner, you're going, okay, well, I get why he did it. It's just because it went wide while we're angry. So there's fine lines and there's caveats to little things because he did use the run of Jota. Jota made the run across when he realized he wasn't going to pass it, open up the space well, and it was just the shot wasn't executed well enough. If he claps that in the top corner, it's all different and nobody's angry that he didn't pass. So it's just fine lines. So I'm just saying, people, he came on yesterday to try and impress because he's thinking, I've scored in previous games and I'm still getting dropped. What have I got to do? And as well, just a caveat, we know that Salah and Jota's games yesterday were spectacular. Both of those two were unbelievable in their games. But both of those played 90 minutes, whereas Nunez only played 25 minutes. And Salah and Jota both had 2 chances each. Jota's with finishing, 2 poor finishes, especially the one when Salah did that beautiful setup. I watched it back and I was like, as well as Jota played, how did he miss that chance? You know, when Salah set him up for that header, it was like, how the hell did Jota? Because if Nunez misses that, bro, there's a witch hunt against him. Do you see what I'm saying? And the 2 passes that Salah should have made to Jota, where the first one I think was a little bit more harsh on Mo because Jota was behind play, and I don't quite think Salah knew he was there. But when Salah had that shot that just went terribly wide, and Jota was just right there for a tap in if he passed it. So both our forwards were guilty of criminal chances yesterday.
But I said this in the review.
That's but they had 90 minutes to make up for it. Nunez only had 25, so we're really going to jump down his throat. If Nunez plays 90 minutes, he might score yesterday. So I'm just saying, as you said, Cal, let's not just keep going so polarized with Nunez, where we're just on him if he makes a mistake, but we don't give him any praise if he does well or give him any kind of leeway. So he's a Liverpool player at the end of the day, and he just got here. Come on, guys, man. Like, bloody hell. He just got here. Like, and he's already got, I think he's got 4 goals for Liverpool so far. It's not amazing, but, like, you know what I mean? Come on, man. He scored against Arsenal. That's a big game. He scored in the Champions League. It's a big game. Like, come on. Like, let's just give the kids some time, man. Shit.
Yeah, and we are gonna have to put a lot of faith in him now. What I will say though, Drift, I do think I wouldn't say he got dropped because Bobby was on brilliant form, but he didn't start against Arsenal. I think Klopp's now starting to realize that you play what's best for the game. So I wouldn't sit there and say he got dropped. Yeah. And if he's got that mindset, then I think he'll think he
got dropped.
Well, I think he's got to mature really quickly if that's the case, because surely Klopp's not just going to be like, you're not in the team. He's not, like, with all due respect, he's not a Rafa Benitez, isn't it? Like, he's going to speak to you and be like, this is my team. He's not just going to be like, this is my team. Don't speak to me until Monday morning. You know who I am. My name is Raphael. Right. Klopp has, in an interview, revealed to Gary Lineker, don't come to me on the day and be like, why am I not playing? You come to me on Monday morning. My office is open, but on Monday morning. But there's no way Nunez wouldn't have known he's not starting the night before, for example. Klopp would have told him, like, look, gonna go this, and then we're gonna bring you in. So I don't think it's a drop situation. I think it's a case of rotation. I think we as fans, because of how we've been conditioned, we need to get out of this mindset of, right, if a man's not starting, they've been dropped. No, you're just playing a team that you think is best.
I'm just thinking about me, bro. We've all been there. You turn up on a Sunday or a Saturday and you hear you're not playing. You're like, bro, I've been dropped, yeah. Like, you just even if the tactics make sense, bro, you know you feel like you've been dropped.
Again,
you know
it's probably the striker thing, though, because I'm not a striker. I'm a midfielder or defender. So if, like, again, touch wood, I was mainly in the team. But if there was times where the manager would be like, look, I'm going to go with this time, and you'll come on, kind of all right with it. I was like,
I remember one time I went 5 games without a goal, Cal, and then I was dropped for 5 games. And I actually felt like the manager was actually punishing me for the games I never scored in. And when on the 5th game, I knocked on his door and I was like, Gaffer, why go on? And he was like, "Is what it is, isn't it?" And I was like, all right. And I'm not telling this story to be bossy, but in the 6th game, it was a cup final. It was a London Cup final. A London Cup quarter final. And I scored a hat-trick in that game. And I was forced to play because the other striker got an injury. And afterwards, he was like, see those 5 games on the bench? That's why you scored a hat-trick today. And I was like, nah, fucker, I scored a hat-trick because I'm good. But then I reflect on it as an older, and I'm like, maybe it was like, take me out the line.
Like he can turn around and say that, but if you had a bad game, he wouldn't have turned around and be like, well, you're rusty because of those 5 games. He would have switched the narrative around.
Yeah. Like, I think in those 5 games, I maybe got half an hour. Like I think one time he brought me on and
What,
the whistle.
combined?
Yeah, bro. Like in those 5 games. Like I think one game he brought me on and the whistle blew before I even touched.
Greedy treatment, bro.
Man did me hella dirty, bro. Man did me hella dirty. But you know, and then after I scored that hat trick, I went on a run. I think I scored 11 goals in 7 games or something like that from that moment on. And then he was like, see, I dropped you and it did you well. I don't know if it did. I don't know if it psychologically hyped me up, got me angry. I don't know what it did. But I must admit, I went 5 games without a goal. And that is quite a long time if you're a striker. You start feeling inadequate. You feel like you're not part of it. You feel like there's no point you being there. People, you know, in the change room, if you don't win a game, you're the striker. People start blaming you. Like you do, bro. You feel like it's your fault, bro.
But this is why I'm saying I can't say what you're saying is wrong because, and probably this is why Bobby's my favorite player and why I resonate with him so much. Because you see, Bobby will not score a goal and he'll come off the pitch smiling.
Yeah,
that's me, bro. As long as we've won, but if I get 6 assists in 2 games and I don't even come close to scoring, I'm happier getting the assist than the goal. Like. You see, if I get an assist, I'll gloat more about the assist than if I get a goal. Unless it's a mad goal. Like if it's a mad goal, you'll never hear the end of it from me.
Yeah.
But if I get an assist, I'm telling everyone about it. I tell Stevie and Robbie about it, bro, before they go to bed. I think it comes down to the mentality. Strikers, I've always said this, strikers are born and built differently. Like, I even see it from Stevie's age, bro. Like, Stevie ain't a striker. He's got a good shot on him, but he's not a striker. Like,
it's true.
It's
true. You are born to score goals, and I'm not saying that just because I was a striker. You just know there's no other position on the pitch for you. You just know. I've tried to play right wing, centre midfield, right back. I've played loads of positions. I just didn't feel at home. I felt uncomfortable. I felt very uneasy. I didn't feel like my place in the team was even worthy. Bring me off. I'm not good here. What am I doing here? But as a striker, that was where I was at home. So you're right. I do think you're born to be a striker. I think you're born to be whatever you are. Even goalkeeper. I think you are born for real. I think you're born to play whatever position you end up being. You can switch it up a little bit, go from right wing to right back and little things like that. Yeah. But generally speaking, I think you're right. I think you are kind of born to do what you do. So yeah, but you do feel like you've been dropped. I'm not gonna lie. If you're a striker, it's a big game and you're not playing, you feel like you've been dropped, bro. You do. You
fair enough.
Like you didn't think I was good enough today to put the ball in the back of the net. So I'm dropped today. All right, big man.
Is that how you genuinely felt about it?
Yeah, bruv. Like if I was ever dropped for a game, I felt like you don't think I'm good enough to score past his team today. That's why you've dropped me. Like you can't help it. You can't help it, bro. You know what I mean? So
Fair dues. Speaking of someone who is a striker who loves scoring goals, Diogo Jota, now added to the list of injuries, it seems, may potentially not play again until after the World Cup. Bless him, he might not even go to the World Cup, and he was a shoo-in for that Portuguese squad.
Yeah, fucking hell, man.
I know Jamrock's lurking in the comments. What's going on with these injuries? Like, I'm sorry, it can't be coincidence anymore. Are we just got injury-prone players, or are we making players become injury-prone? Because Jota is picking up a bad injury every season since he's been there. Whereas at Wolves, I can't remember him getting bad injuries like that. Right, I didn't follow his career closely, but
to be fair, I think up until this season, though, they were all impact injuries, which never bothered me. Muscle injuries is when I start being worried. Say,
muscle was last season as well, no?
Wasn't it his ankle? And then the season before that was his knee. And wasn't it from a tackle?
The knee one was definitely impact.
Because remember, I can't remember who we were playing. Didn't he get like a really bad hit on his ankle and then he was out because of his ankle? Was he not? Or am I thinking of somebody else?
So all right, I'll run through his whole injury. So in fact, I'll do it from Wolves. So 18-19, he missed 2, 8, 9. He missed 10 games. 19-20, he missed 8 games. In 2021, he missed 19 for Liverpool. No, sorry, 21 games for Liverpool.
What injury was that? The knee injury?
That was the knee. That was the knee injury, and then the foot injury in May. Then in 21-22, he missed 3 games with an ankle injury. It was only 3 games, to be fair. And then last season was hamstring. No, sorry, this season.
This season was hamstring.
Yeah, this season was hamstring before the season started.
Yeah, it was in pre-season. So up until now, it's never really been muscle related. It's always been like joints and impact, whereas this one's muscle. So I wouldn't get too worried, especially if it's calf, Cal. If you're saying this one's a calf, that's not as bad. I thought it was the hamstring he'd already injured. That was worrying me, that it was the same hamstring, because then that can start to become a progressive issue. If it's a calf injury, I'm not as worried. But bro, when we're doing these double, triple sessions, running these man in the ground, and let's keep it a buck, he did so much running yesterday. The muscle probably just got injured because it said big man. What is this?
Yeah,
the London Marathon.
It's like, what are we doing there? Jota
And
come
he
out
stretched, because if you see, because he stretched, didn't it? Because if you actually see the replay, he stretched, and we know that's always when you get an injury, when you stretch for something.
Yeah,
that's why I don't like when the ball's coming over a player's head and they really stretch out their foot to try and control it, because that's how you pull a hamstring, bro.
Well, that's how Jay Rodriguez for Southampton against Man City did his ACL, because the other foot got caught.
There you go, bro. So you know what I mean. But I'm just more upset for him. Like, if he misses the World Cup, bro, and let's not keep it stupid either. He's one of their best chances of being successful in the tournament. So even from a Portuguese point of view, they must be well upset. That's no Neto and no Jota for the World Cup.
Took the words out of my mouth.
Major. That's major for Portugal to be missing those two players.
Neto missed the Euros as well, bro.
Yeah, that's big. And I feel sorry for the two of them as well, man, because I know they're still young. But to miss two tournaments where Portugal have a chance of winning is really, really upsetting, man. Could you add a peak Neto and a peak Jota to the Portuguese squad? And in them Euros, it's a totally different situation.
Whole nother ball
and this
game.
World Cup's a totally different situation as well, bro. So, yeah, it's upsetting, man. Portugal must be really, really upset right now that that's happened, man. And for him as well, man, any player, I know he's 25 and he's got a few more World Cups left in him, but that's besides the point, man. You miss a World Cup and that's a big deal.
Especially how Portuguese players are coming through at the moment. Like, but we're sitting there now saying Jota's the best thing since sliced bread, but the way they're churning them out in Portugal, the next player in a couple of years could be the next Felix.
I'm saying in 4 years' time, Jota might not even get in the team in 4 years. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's real, bro. So yeah, man. And you know, and from a selfish point of view as well, bro. Like, we need Jota. Our season turned around when Jota came back from injury. I hope everybody remembers that, bro. I hope everybody remembers that, bro. So I'm really worried that we could have it could have that negative impact back on the team again. We turned things around and we started to play better when Jota came back from injury. So yeah, man, I really, really, really wish him a speedy recovery, man. And boy,
it's a shame, man.
And speaking of Leao from Milan, brother, that's who we should go. Nah, don't upset me on a Monday, bro.
I'm not even trying to upset you. There's strong rumors he's going to go Chelsea.
Fuck. Bro. Chelsea pissed off, man.
You're feeling how I felt for the last 4 years with transfers, bro. Oh, boo-hoo, you didn't get one that you wanted, bro. I've been in the race for years, bro.
He is techie with it, bro. And he's efficient, bro. Like, he's got the skill, but he also knows what to do with it, bro.
Yeah.
Milan are going to be pissed if they lose him, bro. He's one of their only shining lights, bro. Yeah, he's a baller, man.
It's a real shame, innit? It is a real shame.
So they're going to get it. Leao and Nkunku are both going to Chelsea. Is that what man's telling me, yeah? What we saying? Potter for a title run next year?
Yeah. Well, you don't think he would? You don't think Potter would get a title run next year?
Well, he will if he gets all of these players.
Yeah, Potter's going to eat well now, bro. This ain't Brighton anymore, bro. He's going to have people rooting and backing him now, especially if he continues proving himself. Like, he's kind of changed them around already. Like, they're playing better already.
Don't get me started, man.
Boy. Right, on to another player. He's been doubted. 350k. I don't even call him by his name anymore. I'll just call him 350k. Is he backdrift?
Hold on.
Or should I rephrase it? Did he ever leave?
He never left. He never left. He was playing out of position. He was tired, mentally tired. And we spoke about it before, bro. And let's just run through it again for anyone who missed Friday's show. He was the best player in the world from August until January. And that's factual. You can come at me all you want. That's factual. Pause. Then he goes to the AFCON, bro, and he loses out in the final. Absolutely devastating.
Yeah.
A month later, he doesn't qualify for the World Cup. Absolutely devastating.
Yeah.
2 months later, he loses out after scoring the winning goal against Wolves to Man City with the last 10 minutes of the season. A week after that, he then loses the Champions League final. How would you feel? For anyone who, how would you feel? For all the Salah haters, for all the people who want to mention
running to the
ground.
ground.
Feel?
Not to mention running to the ground as well.
And ran into the ground. Knackered, physically, emotionally, exhausted. We all knew that this guy hadn't gone anywhere. But there were just some extenuating factors. Oh, yeah, and forgetting on top of that, that the start of the new season, you're playing a new role. So
that you should never have been playing.
So you shouldn't have been, that you shouldn't have even been playing. So explain to me, at what part of any of that, if you've got any form of intelligence in your mind, wouldn't go, yeah, they're not robots. We've got to take these extenuating circumstances into, you know what I mean? Like, forget the money. That's rivals talking shit because they're jealous of the fact that we've had the most consistent player in the Premier League for the last 5 seasons. Let them talk. And nobody cares about all that shit. But for any Liverpool fan that doubted him, I'm a little disappointed. Like, yeah, you can criticize on the odd game. He had some very poor games. And he did.
Oh, yeah.
He had some very poor games.
Smelly games, bro.
Smelly games, bro. Like bottom of the washing basket. Smelly games.
You're like, how long has that been in there for? Just throw it away.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? But let's just keep it a buck. There were reasons. They're not excuses. There were reasons. That maybe some of us didn't even think about because we don't want to think about it. We just want to criticize. And we're all guilty of it. All football fans are guilty of it. We don't want to care about what's going on with him mentally, what he feels, how he feels about anything. We don't. We just want to think. So, look, is he back? He was never gone. But is this the beginning of him getting back in terms of like just consistently scoring goals? I really hope so, bro. And I think if you look at what he's done in the last few games, I think he scored a penalty and then he got the hat trick and then he got the goal yesterday. So that's like, what, 5 goals in the last, say, 4 games. I mean, statistically, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
Let's hope, man. And you know what, bro? He looks energized. I think mentally, maybe he's slowly getting over the disappointments and he's back. Because, bro, against Man City yesterday, he was skipping players. He was beating his man. I mean, we've always said about Salah's ball control. Don't talk to me about this fucking man's ball control. If you watch back that goal again, even my brother said it. Shout out to my brother, who generally speaking doesn't really rate Salah because he's a Man U fan, and naturally that's what happens. You're a hater because it is what it is. Even today, when I spoke to my brother, he's like, "Bro, that touch after Cancelo missed the ball," he was like, "Bro, that is the shit." And that's my brother, bro. And you know, bro, my brother's real shady when it comes to Liverpool, bro. And even my brother was like, "Yo, that touch from Salah, bro, was something else, bro." That it just, bro, come on, man. If you doubted Mo, then that's on you, innit? Again, as I said before, go and look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself, did I really do that? Did I really doubt Mo? Crazy, huh?
Crazy, huh? Shout out to 1892 Reds podcast. Big up Luke and Rick. Lads, Jota looks like a grade 1 tear of the calf, 3 to 4 weeks, apparently. Not the worst news in the world. It could have been worse. Still not
missed the
great.
World Cup, though. That is, it's a shame.
Still not great. Gotta say hello to another person. I ain't seen this person in a little while. Big up Glasgow Red Chats, aka John Moore. Big up
John. What's going on, G?
Big up, bro. Hope you're well. How do we go forward with Salah? Because obviously, as things stand right now, there is still no cover for Salah. Elliot had a good game, but I still wouldn't say he's cover for Salah.
We have to be very sparing with him. I don't think Salah should finish games. I think we should play, we should score, we should beat up a team. 7th minute, Mo comes off. Like, I think we've got to be very sparing with him. We don't just run him into the ground. You know what I mean? You're right, though. What do? We saw a little snippet of it yesterday, though, bro. Could, and don't attack me for this, could, if we're protecting the lead, Trent playing right midfield be a bad idea?
No.
Is it the worst idea in the world, bro?
I'm not on board with it. I'm sorry.
If you're protecting a lead in a 4-4-2, Cal, is Trent playing right midfield the worst idea in the world?
With all due
think
respect,
it is, bro.
All right, with all due respect to Trent, I love the guy to bits. Like, he's the best right back I've ever seen at Liverpool. But we've also saw yesterday, he came on and we almost conceded because of it. Because he just
but we're not going to be playing against a Foden every week, though, Cal. Do you know what I mean?
It doesn't have to be, though, Drew. I don't like
Unless
it.
a player probably doesn't get past it, though.
I sound like a proper kid, bro, but I just don't like it, bro. I don't like it.
Look, I'm just saying, Trent right midfield in a 4-4-2 is not a bad idea, in my opinion.
I just want to see us go out and get a top draw winger. That's all. If we can get 2, 1 in January, 1 in the summer, but go and get 1 in January. Get us 2 players in January. Get us a centre midfielder and get us a wide player in January. And that top 4 is definitely ours. If you don't, we get top 4 still, in my opinion, but we scrape it. I just want us to... So I'm just seeing Stevie just climbing the sofas and I can't do anything to him. I'm just doing up Spider-Man at the moment.
Bro,
now Robbie's gonna try and do it.
If they don't hear, bro.
If you don't hear, you must feel in it, bro.
I remember using my mum's sofas as a fort on a Saturday morning to watch cartoons, bro. So we've all been there.
Yeah, but you know, I could just see him, and he wouldn't be doing this if I was in the room, bro.
Yeah.
What can I do, eh? Kids will be kids, eh?
Crazy,
huh? Crazy, huh?
Man. But before we get through the supers, because I think we should hit up the supers. I just want to show you something quickly. Hold on, bear with me.
How do the players feel about the goal that was taken off of you?
What we expect from the referees is consistency.
What is this rat talking about?
I'll be honest.
What is this rat talking about?
I'm just gonna say it. I dislike him more than I dislike Pickford, you know. I probably dislike him more than I dislike Richarlison.
Bruv, I think I might dislike him more than I dislike Suarez, bruv.
Yeah.
Bruv, he is a piece of shit. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah. He's a racist. He's got no morals. He's got no fucking... He's a prick, bruv. He is a rat. I cannot stand him, bruv. I would accept the Liverpool player getting a red card to punch him in the face because I think racists deserve violence. Facts, bro. Fucking hate that guy, bro. Yeah, we want the refs to have consistency. Bro, you got away with dragging Salah and doing a suplex. I thought it was WWE, bro.
He fouled Fabinho with their goal got disallowed as well. He nudged him while he was in the air. I'll be honest with you. You see, if I was playing against Bernardo, I'd 100% get sent off. 100%. You see the story you tell of Matt, you and Matt tell of me, Cal's the guy that will take you to the car park, and I'm not even carrying him back to the car, bro. I'm not even carrying him back to the car. I'm just gonna weigh him in, and I'm not carrying him back to the car. I'm just leaving him where he is.
He is a piece of shit. I would hate if that guy played for my club. I would hate if that guy played for my club. I can't stand him.
We say that, Jim. I'll be honest with you. Here's where I've got to be. No, do you know what? Yeah, I would. It's for me. The main thing is that racism stuff. Like, if you weren't racist.
No, but bro, think about it. We don't have anyone at Liverpool who thinks that it's okay to show disrespect at certain moments of time and thinks like everything about him, bro. Everything about him. Forget his football talent because he's a fucking superbly talented footballer.
That's what annoys me. That's
a
what
piece
annoys
of
me. But that's what annoys me the most, though, because you look at someone like a Kante or De Bruyne, they don't have that ego. But you know when they step on the pitch, it's problems. If he wasn't an idiot, bruv, I'll be honest with you. If he wasn't an idiot and a racist, I'd probably want him at Liverpool just as much as I want De Bruyne.
Maybe.
Like, bruv, like him in our, let's be honest, bruv, him in our midfield, forget the person. If we were to duplicate his playing ability and put it into another human being with morals and ethics,
Like if Curtis Jones just all of a sudden just got
became
his...
Bernardo.
Yeah.
Bruv, we don't need to buy a midfielder until the summer. Let's be real.
Yeah.
Ball
I get what
retention
you
mad,
mean.
tackling mad, pitch covering mad, creativity mad, shooting decent. But it's him. It's him.
You know, someone just made a good point. Even if he wasn't racist, he'd still be a prick.
Yeah,
that's how much of a dickhead he is.
No, you're right. But he'd be that guy that everyone would love to have but hate to play.
Yeah, it would turn him into like Costa.
Yeah,
where like now you just hate that. But you're like,
Robbo's the closest thing we have to that. Robbo is the closest thing. And
Robbo's nowhere near.
No, I'm not saying no. He's nowhere near it. No, Robbo's the closest thing. Like if it gets a bit spicy, like we've seen it. Robbo Dashman at Napoli over the hoarding board, for example. when he jumped on Davies in the 1920 season, like Robbo's got that side of him where you're like, rah, if he was playing against me, I'd want to do him, but he plays for me, so I'm a good. But he's got morals and ethics in it. Whereas that guy, that rat, that vermin, he ain't got none. But I'll be honest, I hate to say it, comes from the man at the top. The manager is dirt, bro.
I mean, yeah, you know already. Pep actually did like come out with when that whole racism thing happened. Fair play to Pep. He did actually kind of like hang him out a bit of like, look, I don't really believe in that, but
he didn't hang him out, bro.
Well, he definitely pulled it up.
He came out and said, no, he's not racist, being overblown, or it shouldn't. Things like that should stay in the dressing room, or brother, that shouldn't be in the dressing room.
No. I did watch an interview where he said that he doesn't stand for it, and obviously he'll make sure that it doesn't happen.
He's got to say that, bro. He can't come out and be like, man was running the same joke still. Like, fair. Guys, he's a dog, bro. Man doing all of this to the crowd and all this, like, bro, sort out your own fans, bro. Weren't you the guy begging for fans to come to the stadium last season? Like,
he's fully rattled.
Like, and I'm not being funny. Klopp deserved to get sent off by the letter of the law. What about Pep? Didn't Pep deserve to get sent off then?
You know what? I need to see that interview when Klopp said that he was glad that he did it, even though he knows it was wrong.
He did say he was glad. He said it was worth it.
Yeah, even that. I need to see it. I need to see it. You know what? This is a good point as well. At least Robbo apologized after it calmed down. Silva don't apologize for nothing. He still stands by and acts like he's fine. Do you know what I'm saying? Even with the whole racism, that it must have been dashing the guy over the board or whatever it was that he was talking about. Even after the whole situation with the racism thing, like he actually didn't even say sorry. He just tried to act like, oh, that wasn't what I meant. It was like, bro, you've offended millions of people. Even a fake apology makes more sense than you not even acting like you did anything wrong, you piece of shit.
But again, that comes from again, I'll be honest with you, that comes from the top, bro. I can't see a man doing that in a Liverpool shirt and Klopp letting that go. I'll be real.
I think that's when he has to take. He's a grown man, bro. I think he's got to take the accountability for that. Like, he's a grown ass man, bro. Like, I blame him fully for that. Like, he shouldn't need another grown up to tell him what it is that he's got to do to make up for doing something wrong. So, yeah, fuck Bernardo Silva, that rat.
Yeah, as I said, I can't. You know what I said after the show yesterday when my emotions were high, so I won't repeat that.
Yeah, if I can remember, I'll repeat it. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was. It was about Pep and City, and if you're not down with that, then you know, F you too, basically.
Oh my days. Ali A is saying, and he even sang a song about the Sean Cox situation.
Bruv.
I didn't even know that part.
Yes. That's
my God, this guy.
This is where the hatred started, bruv, because he was singing the song. And then remember, he didn't do the guard of honor. Then he started trouble on Twitter with Liverpool fans.
Yeah, but I
Not
didn't
to
know
mention
about
how
the
he's
Sean
winning
Cox
games.
stuff, bruv.
Yes,
I didn't.
bruv.
Oh my days, this guy.
The Man City players were singing about it, bruv.
This.
Like, they're a scummy club, bruv. There's a lot of scummy man in that club. Not right. I get called salty a lot, but people don't want to check the facts. There's a lot of scummy man in that club. There's a lot of scummy man in that club.
Mad. Yeah. Bernardo Silva's a piece of shit, man. He's an absolute piece of shit.
Like, not ever gonna wish injury on a man, but I'll be honest, I don't care about him. Don't care about him at all.
Yeah.
Like,
I didn't know that one. That's made me even more angry because I didn't know he did that stuff.
Yeah. Like, bruv, there's certain, like, don't even, bruv, if I walk down the street and I saw De Bruyne, I'm not gonna lie, stop him and be like, I have to rate you, innit? You should be at Liverpool, but I have to rate you. But if I saw Bernardo, bro, I might even barge him, bro, just to start something.
Yeah, that was there.
I might even barge him to start something, bro. Like, call me something racist, bro. I dare you. Like, I ain't Mendy, bro. Like,
you know what I'm saying?
You'll get everything you want out of this black brother if you want it, bro. Like, yeah. It's what happens, man. It's what happens. Right, let's get through these supers. Math says, I love how Jurgen never turned on the guys, Jose and Conte. He never turns on his players. Never turns on his players. Math says, think we could have 2 more leagues if we played counter-attack more over the years instead of routine 4-3-3 rock and roll. It's hard to play counter-attack when teams don't want to play against you, though, man. The only way you can counter-attack is by the other team attacking. A lot of teams don't come to Anfield and attack.
That's true.
Pimping the Stress says, Pep hates us. We make him so nervous. He was proper rattled. I heard him name and shame Kevin De Bruyne in 3 different interviews for Salah's goal.
Raw, don't lie.
Perfect.
Did you see when it looked like Pep was gonna punch up the person asking the interviews?
Did you see when he dropped to his knees when Salah was through?
No. I don't like. I send me that, bro. I need to see that.
Bro.
I need to. Yeah.
Beautiful. Well, boy, I'll do my best Suge Knight impression. But Kevin, if you don't want to be criticized in the interview and downplayed by your manager, sign to LFC. Sign to LFC. Yeah, because Klopp ain't gonna do that to you. Klopp ain't gonna have to do that to you. Sam Max, big up Sam Max Legend says, sadly, I got COVID over. Sorry to hear that, man. Got COVID over the weekend, but the win cheered me up. Mrs. bit down. She cooked a pucker shepherd's pie made with love, so all good in the hood. Bruv, hope you get better soon.
Get better soon, bro. Get well soon, man.
And
big up the missus as well for actually doing, like, when you lose a bet, you have to, I rate that still.
It was a bet they had, yeah?
Yeah, remember whoever lost that to Cook, remember? That was the bet. So yeah, fair play to the missus for actually like making sure that she paid her debt still.
Alexander says, see what City said about Klopp, xenophobia. Yeah, I'm hearing rumblings, but again, have they addressed what their fans were saying at the game? Probably not. So, and
the graffiti and the vandalism.
Exactly. Have they addressed that? Because I ain't seen nothing be addressed. But hey, it won't be spoken about. Big up my boo. Been a little while. Big up, guys. And
get well soon, Matt.
Oh, get well. Cheers, Drift. I'm not gonna lie, squinting there and everything. Bro.
You know, Bob, I actually don't even know if that is what it is. I'm just trying to be smart.
That made me. What was the last one we messed up during that abbreviation?
Yeah. We messed up on 2 of them.
That's when we knew we were old, didn't it? Like, we didn't have a clue what was going on.
These millennials and their fucking abbreviations.
Are you both going to watch the Champions League final panorama because it was a really hard watch? That shows how much UEFA effing lied. I'm not saying anything about UEFA. We already know what their track record's like. My thoughts and prayers just go out to the people that was involved in that. Because I'm gonna be real with you. If I was at a game with my little one and someone dashed tear gas, I'm doing a long time in jail. Because that is a madness. Tear gas in adults is one thing. To tear gas kids, you got to be the scum of the earth to do something like that. Eastwood says, Simi and Robbo on the left. Give Drifty a role at LMC. I like the creativity, and again, this is temporary until Diaz comes back. Fair play,
Yeah.
fair play. Big up Eastwood. Brian says, "Are we forgetting about Ox?" No, he ain't playing again for us. There's nothing to forget. Like, he ain't playing. Eastwood says, "But remember, Musi came in that preseason game and shook the left side down. It's an idea." To be fair, I wouldn't say he shook the left side down. He beat a man, and then that's the last time he got the ball. To be fair, he did look decent when he was 1-on-1, though. Jade Activist says City won Club of the Year with 1 trophy. Crazy, huh? We getting our money. MG says Trent to play that right-hand side role ahead of a right back. Not for me personally.
Hey, the people are agreeing with me. The people are agreeing with me.
It's just not for me personally. MZ, the apologies to Milner should be as loud as a disrespect. Nunez, good movement, just requires calm in the final third, and goal should come. Big up. Yes, hands up. Milner got disrespected by me before the game. Massive disrespect, and he pulled out a great performance. What I will say, put on music if you want, Drift. What I will say, that does not mean Milner starts the next game at right back. That does not mean Milner becomes a regular in the starting lineup. He had a good game. We applaud him. We hug him. We say thank you. But we also say you're on the bench for the next game, big man. And really and truly, you shouldn't be coming off the bench. So I'm going to leave that there. Never hear the end of that. Eaton says, who will play on the left now that Diaz and Jota are out? I'm a little worried about that. We are too, bro. I think it's going to be Carvalho, but I wouldn't. But I think that's what Klopp will do. Pete Al says, Jones is perfect for that. I'm going to go, what's Dio?
Do we then need a replacement for Bobby when he leaves?
Is that for 10 then? I'm guessing that must be a
yeah. I think that's what he means, yeah.
It all depends how Bobby plays until the end of the season, whether he gets a new contract or not, in my opinion. I know we'll differ on that, though, Drift.
The people playing Nunez on the left, that means it's literally Bobby. It's the only striker as well. That's the problem. That's the problem.
Elliot says, yes, my boys. Any news on Kyle Gordon? Absolutely none, bro. I have no idea what's going on with Kyle. Pete says, our fans give more stick than our rivals. Just relax.
With Nunez, I actually kind of agree. I think Liverpool fans give him just as much stick as the rivals do. I really agree with that.
Yeah, maybe as Liverpool fans, we need to stop listening to rivals as much, especially when they don't watch our games as often. It's like I was having a little back and forth with a couple of my friends and stuff about why Trent gets like the cussing he gets and Cancelo doesn't, and like it just makes no sense. Like Cancelo is not great defensively at all, but because City have been playing well and had more of the ball, he gets away with it. Walker bails out that defense a lot. A lot. It's crazy. Liverpool 12th man says, if not Trent, who takes free kicks? I say Mo or Virgil. Virgil. I don't understand why Virgil don't take free kicks.
Yeah, not Mo 12th man. That's the only thing Mo's not good at. He's not good at dead ball situations apart from penalties.
Mr. Wilson 82 says, if City had went on to equalise, Darwin would have been slaughtered today, but give him time. Yeah, facts. But so would Salah. Salah should have been as well. If they equalised, Salah should have got it in the neck as well.
And Jota. I think there was a lot of players that would have got some stick for not scoring yesterday if we hadn't won the game.
I think Salah and Nunez would have been the main culprits, though.
Yeah, but it was a gilt-edged miss from Jota, though. When Salah played that exquisite outside of the boot pass, like, he didn't even hit the target. I think that's what was worse about it, bro. I know the ball was a little bit, like, behind him a bit, but, like, Jota in the air normally executes that to a T. Like, yeah, it was, I don't know, it was a bit mad.
Jay says, we play more games than most teams. That's why we get more injuries. I also think it's the training as well, though, Jay, bro. I don't just think it's as simple as that.
Cal, you know they're not on the first game is at 12:30 as well.
I know.
Why are we always the 12:30 game, bro?
I know. It's mad.
Why are we always the 12:30 game? Is it because nobody else play on 12:30?
And we got Wednesday game as well, bro.
Yep, we're a Wednesday Champions League game, and then we're the 12 o'clock game, and it's an away game. Why are we always the 12 o'clock game on a Saturday? What's going on? What is actually going on? I think that's our fourth 12:30 game this season, bro. Already, we're not even halfway through it, bro.
Are you really surprised though, Drift?
Some joke thing, bro.
TG Rock says, my first full season with you guys. I big up yourself, TG.
Yeah, big up, bro.
Big up to Anfield Rods and says, fix the head top, Cal, please. And thank you. You know what? I'm probably going to get it plat tonight or tomorrow morning. So don't worry.
Yesterday was fine, didn't it? It was fine. You had.
No, it's out. It was out yesterday as well.
Was it?
It was out.
Oh,
it was just a bit neater because it was freshly washed and all that. Whereas today, it ain't freshly washed. Big up yourself, Rods. Make sure you guys go and subscribe to Rod's channel as well, people. Sultan says, big up, lads. Cal, great preview as always. You'll never walk alone. Big up yourself, Sultan. Much appreciated.
Big up.
Jade Activist says, Carvalho might play in the World Cup with all these Portugal injuries. He can't. He's oh, no, he is declared for Portugal. Sorry, he is.
Yeah.
He is. Outside shot, although they've got a lot of depth, Portugal, I'll be honest. I don't see him getting anywhere near that yet. My boob says Madrik or Madruk, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Gakpo or Cava is needed for the wing. Cava's not leaving Napoli. Napoli negotiate with Napoli.
Unless you're willing to pay some dumb money.
Negotiate with Napoli. Koulibaly only just got let free, you know, and he was linked with clubs for about 5 years. Yeah,
he's been linked with clubs for his whole career, bro.
Signa had to run out of the contract, bro. Like, if you leave Napoli, you're either going in your last year because they want to sell you, or because you're going on a free.
Insigne kind of did them a bit dirty. I'm not even gonna lie. Man all announced it halfway through the season.
Napoli, bro.
No, but he announced it halfway through the season and everything, bro. He did them a bit dirty still. I'm not even gonna lie.
PR says Leao is average, man. Is Pulisic, he's too overrated. I didn't want to say it.
No. I fully disagree with that.
I
fully disagree with that. Leao is a baller. Go watch the Milan derby if you think he's average.
I kind of agree with Pete there. I'm not gonna lie.
Leao ain't average.
All 3RGIZ. One EZ says, I think Nunez' decision making was awful, but he's still very effective. Facts. He made more impact in 5 minutes than Haaland did the whole game. See, all right. Two things there. One, please let's stop comparing him to Haaland. And two, let's not act like Haaland didn't have an impact on, like, he was still keeping our defense busy. Like, let's be real. Gomez had an outstanding game and Virgil had an outstanding game. If they had dropped their level any lower than what they did yesterday, Haaland would have done a madness. So, again, let's not go overboard. Let's just appreciate Nunez without comparing him to Haaland. Because right now, with all due respect, there is no comparison between the two. Haaland is clear of Nunez as things stand right now. Let's not create a narrative for rivals to use against us by comparing the two. Let's just let Nunez cook. Let him cook his own meal. We don't need to compare the two. Eaton says, I know I'm the most optimistic fan. If we beat West Ham, we go 7 points behind City with 28 games remaining. Everything is still possible. You know, shout out to Chris Bratt because he said this to me as well. It's not just City who's at the top of the league, though, guys. Tottenham and Arsenal are about at the moment as well. I'm not saying they're going to sustain it, but I think it's a bit disrespectful to not even include them and just think they ain't a chance for them to continue some good form. And 7 points is still a big gap. It's still a big gap.
You know what? I don't want to be disrespectful to Arsenal because I don't know if their manager has the know-how. But I think with Conte, I think people might slightly be sleeping on the fact that if they can continue to like just not play well, but be in and around it, and then like when the business end of the season comes, maybe kick into form a bit, Tottenham ain't far off. Tottenham ain't far off. As much as Arsenal have played the better football than Tottenham, and that's fact. If Tottenham haven't clicked into gear, and in my opinion, I think Arsenal are playing full throttle. Arsenal cannot play any better than what they're playing. They're at their absolute peak. So if they drop off in any way, which is going to happen, and Spurs pick up in any way, there's only a 4-point gap between Tottenham and Arsenal. And Arsenal are playing at their absolute peak. We're talking about a team that hasn't had any injury issues yet. Fatigue hasn't kicked in. Europe hasn't got tense yet. Nothing. So let's not sleep on the fact that Tottenham could improve the way they're playing. They, you know, I mean, like, yeah, look, I'm just saying.
I hear that.
I'm just saying. Like, people are sleeping on the fact that Tottenham are only 4 points behind and they haven't even found anywhere near. Yeah, and they haven't found anywhere near their form. So I'm just saying, I wouldn't sleep on them just yet.
Yeah. Kadir says, my brother, big up Kadir. My brothers, have you seen the Panorama documentary on what happened to fans in last year's Champions League final? Brothers, it's emotional stuff, hard to watch. Yeah, I'm going to give it a watch, but yeah, I'm hearing a lot of people say it's a hard watch. Ty says, Kevin, if you don't want your manager all up in the videos, dissing, dancing, twicing, some to sign to Liverpool, sign to LFC. But if we signed De Bruyne because he had a bust up with Pep, man. That's orgasmic, bro. Oh, man. And then he goes back there and scores a winner at the Etihad. We clinched the title. Vaseline settings, bro. Vaseline settings. Mr. Sinclair says there's a lot of hype over us getting a player this Jan. Also, there is smoke on Declan Rice.
I've seen that. Yeah. I've seen that.
You know I'm a Rice fan as well, Drew. You know I'm a Rice fan.
I mean, we all need some rice in our life.
Yay.
I don't think we could. I think he's too rich for our blood, though, if I'm being honest.
Oh no, still homegrown as well, Drift. Homegrown as well, brother. Homegrown as well.
If Liverpool ain't got 80 mil for a midfield, if we ain't got 60 mil for Schumanni, how we got 80 mil for Rice?
He's going into the last year of his contract.
He still costs 80 mil.
I don't know, bro. He's going into the last year of his contract.
He's English, bro.
I don't know. He's going into the last year of his contract, bro. He could be the natural replacement for Henderson in terms of player and captaincy as well, bro.
He's got a very awkwardness about him that I'm still not sold on.
Man.
Nah, he does, man. He's got a little bit of an awkwardness I'm not sold on. I'm not saying he's a bad player.
He's so underrated. This is where him being English actually comes back to backfire. Bro, you see if we got Declan, Kone, and Diaby. Oh my God. What do you want, bro?
Look how many and
Bezos.
people that
And Bezos is funding it, dude. Jeff Bezos is funding it. Are you mad? Oh man.
You don't get me wrong. I would take Rice. There's just something a little bit awkward about him.
Bruv,
do you want to know what as well? I'll be honest, Cal.
You know?
I think I want my midfielders to have a little bit more athleticism based on how Klopp wants them to be.
Declan runs for days, bro.
Yeah, no, his stamina levels, but he doesn't have that like change of direction, explosive pace that I think I want.
He does, you know.
Nah, he don't, bro. He don't.
You're not gonna run away from Declan unless you're a very fast
guy. I need it to be like Kone or Kante or someone like that, bro.
But De Bruyne is not running away from Declan, you know.
No, but De Bruyne is not even one of the players I would be more worried about. I'm talking about like, you know, when you're like, when you know, like the way we play, where like your DM's filling in at right back or left back just for a split second, so he's coming up against a winger or something. Bruv, I don't need my wing. I don't need him just getting roasted by a winger, bro, because he's got no pace, bro.
Like that. He wouldn't get roasted like that.
I would rather a Kone or somebody like that.
I know there's no pressure on it, but have you watched his technique stuff with the F2 freestylers?
Yeah, no, but I'm not gonna lie, bro. As a DM, I don't really care how skillful he is, bro.
Do
you know what I mean?
He's box to box as well, bro.
I mean, don't get me wrong. At the weekend, his goal was brilliant. At the weekend,
he can play centre back as well, and he can shoot with both feet, bro.
Yeah, that goal at the weekend was brilliant. I'm not gonna lie. That was.
And he's homegrown. He's from the shore, bro.
Look, I ain't got a problem with him. I haven't got a problem. If Liverpool bought Declan Rice, I would not be worried or upset about it. But there are people that I would rather buy than him, though. I got to be honest.
Mr. Sinclair. Oh no, sorry. Oh, he's also said, please, could you hit the birthday tune? It's my little guy's birthday. 10 today. His name is Zach. Thank you, boys. Hey, big up to Zach. Happy birthday, Zach. To be honest, you'll probably be sleeping now. But if you see this tomorrow, happy birthday, Zach. Hope you had a fantastic birthday. And big up to Mr. Sinclair. This is for you. Big up, big up. Can I just bring up a comment, Drift? It's not a super chat, but anybody notice Anguissa from Napoli this season? Brother came out of nowhere. He didn't come out of nowhere. He was at Fulham. Loads of Premier League clubs were looking at him, but no one took the punt. Napoli did. That right there is a classic example of a player who's in the wrong team, in the wrong system, and not being appreciated by what's around. Because we could have easily got an Anguissa.
Although, is he also the kind of, you do have to go and play to prove you're good, and if you go to a team and don't play, maybe you don't become as good? Does he fall into that bracket as well?
I'll be honest. I think when you watched him play for Fulham, you could see he was head and shoulders above the others. But Fulham were so bad that maybe being head and shoulders wasn't good enough.
I hear that, because there are other players who, like, I still rate Decore. But like, I don't think he's quite lived up to what people maybe thought he could have. Because when he was at Watford, he was head and shoulders above everyone. And I still think he's Everton's best midfielder, but he hasn't quite been able to live up to maybe what people thought he could. So, sometimes maybe you still do have to go to another club and like prove it. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, I think if Decore played in a better team, I think he probably would be better. Everton is shit in it. So sometimes I think you do need to still go and prove it though. You know what I mean?
No, I hear that. BC says, I think VAR is swings and roundabouts still. Hendo foul at Fulham, not given. Flacco foul, given. City handball, Everton ignored, but Flacco decision given. It's not even swings and roundabouts. It's just vibes. It seems like vibes and make sure City get what they want and Liverpool don't. Like, it's just vibes.
And Man City are involved there, and we all know that Rodri's a diplomat.
Yeah, and Fernandinho gave him the keys, basically.
Yeah. Fernandinho passed him that.
Troy M says, might be running out Ben Doak at this rate. Sheesh. Yeah, Ben, that'd be early for him. I'm not going to lie. It's early for Musialski. It's bloody early for Ben still. That'd be very early. Yeah, he does look really good.
Yeah,
a couple of those players do. Even, what's his... I can't remember his name off the top of my head. Cannoneer. Looks excellent in front of goal. Shout out to John, says, big up guys, apologize not being on Fridays. Cal, love the top, full respect. Hope you got on the channel soon. Cal, mate, love as always. I'll be on the channel, bro. We'll sort something out, man. Definitely. Albert says, no Trent at right back against West Ham United, please. Albert, I'm going to ask you, who goes right back then?
Yeah, we can't ask Millie to do up 2 games in 3 days. That would be mad. That would be mad.
That's asking.
But here's the problem, bro. We could put Joey back at right back, but then we'd have to play. And they've got quick strikers, so I don't really like the idea of Phillips playing against their forwards.
Trent's got to come back into the team. But with the new formation, Trent just needs to be more disciplined. He doesn't need to.
Yeah. Just be more switched on, man.
He doesn't have to play 2, 8, and 9 anymore. He just plays 2 now. Liverpool 12th man says, why does Mo go on free kick huddle? Trent missed on corners and free kicks. He's missed on corners and free kicks, to be fair. I don't know why Mo goes to the huddle, if I'm going to be honest. I think it's a bit ego.
I think Milner's delivery is underrated from corners. I think Milner has a really good corner. So,
by the way, Milner used to be a very good free kick taker as well.
Because he's that guy, bruv. It's fucking James Milner, Cal.
Yeah.
We'll only miss him when he's gone, you know.
I love Millie, but I also realize there's a shelf life in it, and he's very close to expiring, bro.
Nah, man, you saw yesterday. There's plenty life left in the old dog yet, mate.
We'll agree to disagree.
I saw Joaquin balling out the other day in the Champions League against Roma.
Stop comparing
for Betis. 42 years old, bro.
Yeah, and brother, I bet he's been playing the best part of 50 odd games per season, bro. No,
they haven't, but he's 42 years old, bro.
Yes, but the mileage ain't the same, bro.
Bobby's a winger is probably similar.
No, Milner's been doing this since 16.
Bob, so's Joaquin, brother. I swear Joaquin's been playing football as long as I've been alive.
Bro, he broke through at Leeds, then went to Newcastle.
Yeah. No, he made his debut at 16 for Leeds. Yeah, I know. Miller's been around the Newcastle.
Then he was carrying Aston Villa, bro. Then he went to Man City and did up a madness there in multiple positions. But then he came to Liverpool, had to play left back, right back, centre mid, 6, 7. The mileage is crazy. The mileage is crazy. Jay says Rice costs as much as Jude. Nah, he won't, bro. He won't. 1 year left on his contract, and he's not highly touted as much as Bellingham.
Oh no, I think he is, bro.
No, bro. Bellingham is way more highly rated than Rice.
There's more glamour around Bellingham, but I think the respect and the want and the demand for Rice is just as big. If I'm being honest, I think if Declan Rice just all of a sudden became available, like literally just who wants him? City, Chelsea, Man U, everybody wants him, bro. Everybody.
All right, and then if you ask all those clubs the same thing about Bellingham, but you've got to choose one or the other, who are they going to take?
I think Man U would take Rice over Bellingham.
No, they wouldn't. Man United.
I think City would take Rice over Bellingham.
No,
to have cover for Rodri. I do.
No,
I honestly
Phillips is there, bro.
No, but Calvin Phillips isn't as good as Rice though.
Yeah, but he's there already.
And plus, he's injured already. You know, he's got bad injury problems.
Yeah.
But even Chelsea might want Rice over Bellingham because they need a new DM, bro. But you'll be surprised, you know. You'll be surprised. I think people would want Rice just as much.
I'll be honest. If someone said to me right now, right today, who are you taking? Right now, for what we have and what we need, I'd probably go Rice. Bellingham definitely got the higher ceiling, but for someone today, I'm taking Rice.
Is there a possibility that Phillips might end up just like at Everton in a year and a half's time or some shit like that?
I don't know, but I'll be honest, after seeing what Man City are doing now with 5 centre-backs and a lot of other clubs, maybe having 5 centre-backs ain't the worst idea anymore, bro. Alagies, my name, but I compared him to Haaland for this game only. Fair enough. Not in general. Haaland is clear of Nunez for sure. Big up yourself then, bro. Sultan says, who do you hate the most, the rat or the pigeon? And Bun Chelsea. Who's the pigeon?
Richarlison, maybe.
Oh yes, it is Richarlison. Oh no, Bernardo.
Richarlison is just a dickhead.
Yeah,
that's all it is. He's just a dickhead. But Bernardo is a rat.
Yeah, he's the bottom of the barrel, man. Shout out to El Rodri for your super sticker as well. Right, let me get the FPL standings. In fact, I may have to ask you to do that. I'll be honest, this is not even me trying to cap or get out of it. But I'm literally locked out of my FPL account. I can sometimes access it on my phone. No, all jokes aside. Like, sometimes I can access it on my phone, but not my PC, and then vice versa. Like, and now it's just locked me out of everything. So
okay. No, it's cool. I'll bring it up. I just want to bring up something else first because I want to give a shout out to the best fucking goalkeeper in the world. Talk to me. With 1 goal and 4 assists, no other goalkeeper in Premier League history has more goal involvement than Liverpool's Alisson fucking Becker.
I'm not being funny. Man, them talk about Cole and York and Rooney and RVP. Man, I'm gonna have to start speaking about Alisson and Salah at the moment still, because it's assist after assist for Salah.
Cal,
best goalie, best in the world.
Remember the conversation we had about most successful signing under Klopp? We'll leave it right there. We will leave it right there. Hold on a minute.
I'm not gonna lie. Even though I don't think I went with him, he might be my favorite signing under Klopp, because I've just seen over the years the pain that I've endured. And you see, when I've got a goalkeeper who not only saves shots going in, but can pop up for a header when you really need it as well. The guy is special, man.
Bro,
the guy is special.
Unbelievable.
You're right. FPL time. I'm going to make this full screen so I can fully see it. In top spot is title holders. Oh, the name says it all, innit, Sean? In second place, Poundland FSG James. Fortune is in third place. Davison FC in fourth. Harland Days Sauce in fifth. AFC Glendale sixth. The Goodfellas seventh. Lorato in eighth. Sean G in ninth. Jim Jones in 10th. Big up Caldev. Ain't seen Caldev or heard from Caldev in a little while, man. Hope you and the missus are well, man. Khalid in 12th. Epel Favor. I've never seen Epel before, in 13th. Abu Rangers in 14th. And the second Poundland James, aka European champion, in 14th. Do we not have a 15th? Oh no, joint 14th.
Joint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's still tight up there. 6, 9, 7. Look, it's going to change on week to week from now for the next few weeks, unless you're George, for example, in our Prem panel one.
I was climbing up, and then
George is one, bro. But I'll be honest. The moment George signed in to his account, he'd won. Like, it was done. We're just playing.
I'll be real. If I hadn't missed out on the first week, I think I would be near him, because I'm about 70 points behind him, and that's a whole game week miss. So I think I'd be close to him. But yeah, George, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to FPL, George knows what he's doing.
Yeah. No, you'd push him close, Drift, but George would still win, bro. Like,
I'd be his Liverpool to the Man City, innit? Like, I'd try and push him, but it still get the title.
Yeah, the depth and quality is just too much at the end of the day. George is he's that guy when it comes to FPL. Boy. People, what have we got coming up for the people, Drift? West Ham preview coming up.
West Ham preview.
Watch along on Wednesday. Prem panel show back on Thursday. Calling on Friday. Watch along Saturday. Every day, you lot see us more than we see our misses and that, probably. I'm not even lying at this point.
Yeah, no, it's actually probably true, bro.
You lot probably see us more than our other halves. Like,
and once again, people, I'm going to show you the trailer. As soon as we finish here, it will be dropping. The link will be in the description for anyone watching afterwards or needing. Please go and show your love to everyone who sent in their viewers reviews, guys. Here is a quick trailer.
Hey, Team Kopish. This is my viewer's review. I'm just going to make it short because I just came back from the laundromat and I got some clean sheets that I want to hang up. Yeah, because we're all sleeping in clean sheets tonight. You never walk alone.
We are Liverpool, cha la 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 la. We are Liverpool, cha la 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 la. We are the best football team in the world. Yes, we are.
But obviously, we're buzzed. The dressing room is buzzed now with the win. We'll just need to build the momentum from here.
You see the smile? You cannot stop this smile. What a game. What a game, lads. What a performance.
What a game, man. I wish Anfield was rocking like this all the time. And we need Anfield to rock like this in all the games we play.
Big up Team Kopish, you will never walk alone. Up the fucking Reds.
You can disagree with me, that's I want. Ibo and Matip, I'll give them props. They're all close. But for me, Gomez is in form. He needs fit. He is the second best centre back at our club. I've told you again, and I will not change my stance on it. And
I'm not gonna lie, that's a sick one still. That's a sick one still. Man, so I'm hanging out clean sheets, you know. Big up to everyone who's sending their viewers review, man. Big up. Yeah, big up. You guys, man.
So yeah, make sure you go and check that out, guys. Dropping as soon as we finish here.
My life is getting better and better.
We're gonna have to speak, bro. Lee. But no, people, it's been an absolute pleasure as always. Make sure you check out social media and click that notification bell if you haven't already, so you are updated when we have new videos coming out. Smash that like button if you haven't already, guys. Over 800 of you in this show for a large portion of it, so make sure you smash that button. And also, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. And guys, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. On the road to 30k, people, but we need your help to get there. Drift, anything you want to say to the people before we take them out?
Not to these people, because I love these people, but I've got something quickly to say to the haters.
That me I tell you, you're pussy. Me ready for yam up your blood clot.
In true Matt style, innit?
Get it? You know what I'm saying?
All right, blessed to everyone who's watched and tuned in. Nothing but love for you all. Until we see you next time. We are Team Kop-Ish. We are out.
Come them big in I am.